Gentlemen, ladies, Sandom Todd here, back again. I feel like I stole that from Wasp Spray. Because he used to go, Wasp Spray, back again. I think I stole that from you, Mitch. I'm sorry. Anyway, hey folks, how we doing? This is kind of an inadvertent PS4 collection video. I had a little bit of a question rattling around in my skull, and it kind of is best showcased with this. So I'm going to show my PS4 games, kind of discuss what I wanted to talk about, and we'll try to make a video out of it. What the hell, you know? So let's get started. First things first, I'm wearing the workman hat, folks. I haven't worn this in quite a while. It's the one in the intro, the little animation thing that's in most of the beginnings of my videos going all the way back. This hat, I've had it for, I don't know, 10 plus years. It was buried under a bunch of other ones because I have a whole stack of them, and I decided to wear it tonight. Take you back to the past. Nope. It's a blast from the past. The only person that can take you back to the past is the angry video game nerd. So, here's the deal. I was thinking the other day when I was thinking about all these games, and I haven't bought games recently because things being what they are and finances being what they are, and with the medical expenses I've kind of accrued, I'm just not real sure about wanting to frivolously spend money on something like video games. And since I have a ton of them, there's really no reason that I need to. But that got me to thinking, why do I have a tendency to buy games and not play them? And I know there's a couple different reasons behind it. And the first one being, the main reason that I've always stated on my channel, I'm a collector. I've always been more of a collector than a gamer. I enjoy games. I love games. I've loved them since I was a kid. We've discussed many different generations of games on this channel, going back to when I used to play Ye Are Kung Fu and Donkey Kong Jr. and stuff at the convenience store gas station in my little town before I even moved into the big city. And you know, the Atari, you know, my relatives having an Atari and going over on holidays and being able to play it and stuff, and then finally getting an Atari of my own. But by the time I got the Atari, it was already the Nintendo was out, you know. And I did end up getting a Nintendo eventually. It took a long time. I had to save up for it because, like I've also stated in the past, my mother, she really didn't buy, she wasn't anti-video game, but she wasn't going to spend money on it. It was a waste of money in her mind. So if I wanted them, I had to pay for all the stuff myself, or get them as gifts from other people at Christmas, like my grandparents or whatever. But really, aside from buying me some Atari stuff, back when I was a kid, and I think it was because this guy at work, at my stepdad's work, sold him all this used Atari stuff really cheap. I got some of it for Christmas one time, but it was all used stuff, which didn't matter to me. I didn't care. It was just awesome to get like a box of like shoebox of games, you know, for Christmas. And other than that, I never remember her buying me anything. Maybe when I got older, I think her and my sister might have bought me Resident Evil 4 for Christmas one year. But other than that, yeah, she really didn't understand the whole video game thing. So she wasn't gonna spend money on it. It wasn't that she thought it was, you know, something bad or you know, anything. It was just one of those deals where she's just like, I'm not getting any use out of it, so what do I care? You know, you buy it yourself. You know, and it was expensive stuff, you know, so I understand, you know. But over the years, you know, as I got older and then got into high school and then got out of high school and got my own jobs and stuff, I've always been kind of gung-ho to buy games. And over the years, it's gotten worse because I used to be kind of selective. I would play through most, if not all, of a game, you know. And once I hit the PS2 era, was when I started buying a lot of games and not finishing very many of them. And that's my question, you know, my whole thought process is, why do I buy all these games that I don't play? And I think even back then, even though I really didn't think about it, it was the compulsion to collect things, to have a collection. And so that's kind of what it boils down to. I buy these games because I like having them in my collection. It's not, you know, that guy in Guardians of the Galaxy, that dude, what's his face plays him, but Rocket Raccoon calls him Whitey, you know, the collector, that's his name. That's me. I want everything, even if I don't need it, you know. And once I get it, it's kind of like put it on the shelf, forget about it, you know, kind of deal. So I figured the PS4 collection that I have is probably the best example of this. Buying games and not playing them that I have. I know I said the PS2, and it's a big collection, but I'm not going to roll through it. This is manageable, so I'm going to be able to probably bust through it pretty quick. And this is all the PS4 games I have as of now, as of whenever I post this video. And another thought I had, this kind of a side question, do you consider games that you bought digitally on your consoles to be part of your collection? Because I do not. You know, I bought a few games digitally on the PS3, Street Fighter, Cross Tekken, Catherine, Resident Evil 4 HD, and I bought, the only other game that I have for the PS4, I bought Oregon Trail, which is a digital download, and it's basically the zombie version of Oregon Trail, but it's all 8-bit looking, and yeah, it was like $7.99 or $10 or something, so I bought it. But I don't consider digital downloads, even though they're the full game, as being a game in my collection. The collection is the physical media, the cases, the discs that I have, and so that's what we're going to discuss. And we'll get started here. I'm not going to do this in any order. I'm going to grab just and go. To start off with, when I bought the PS4, it came with this game, Battlefront 2. I've never really played it. I heard there's a lot of microtransactions and a lot of crazy, you know, crap you have to do. It's better played online as well. I know there's a single player story on here, but I just haven't played it. It was the pack-in with the system, and I've updated it. I mean, I keep all my games current as far as the patches and revisions and stuff, but I haven't played it. And this game's had a lot of big patches since I got it. I mean, I remember doing like a 12 gig patch and then another like 20 something gig patch, and you know, so I don't know. And these codes, I mean, if I accidentally show a code or something, I already redeemed it. So I mean, you know, it's not, you can try it if you want, but they're probably already been redeemed. So Battlefront 2, I played this for a couple of seconds. I mean, really. I think I even shot a little bit of a video on it where I die like really quickly. Maybe I didn't even post it. I don't know. I don't recall at this point. But I think I stuck it in a couple of times, you know, the very first couple of weeks I got the system. Because I really, as I bought the system, I ordered a game that I really do like that we'll discuss here in a minute. I was waiting for it to show up, like within the week it did, and then I started in on it. So, next game here is the definitive edition of Devil May Cry, which I love this game. I do love this game, but I haven't really played it since I bought this. I bought it because it's on the PS4. It's got all the little side mission things and stuff, the DLC, Virgil's Quest, and all that shit. It's in, 60 frames per second, blah 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 blah. I love this game. It's a great game. I totally endorse playing this game. And I did beat it and played the shit out of it on the PS3. But since I bought it for the PS4, hadn't seen much play. A lot of the reasoning behind these games that I have here is I didn't buy them to do YouTube videos. I didn't buy them because I even was really gung-ho to get it. A lot of them I bought because I was out looking around. It's an impulse purchase. It was fairly cheap or reasonably priced, and I didn't have it. So that's the answer for most of these as to why I bought them. Now, as to why I don't play them, beats me. I mean, I don't know. I tend to go back and play the same things over and over again, and I'll speak of that in a little bit. Here's another one. I know I got this at the... I don't remember where I got Devil May Cry. I might have got it at Resell Electronics. I know I got this one at the pawn shop, and that is Batman Arkham Knight. Now, I have not played this at all, and the reason why is I played Arkham City, and I played... what's the other one? Arkham Asylum. But isn't there another one like Origins or something? I think I was gonna. I haven't played it, but I own it on the PS3, and I was like gonna play through it. Although I think it doesn't really matter before I played this one. So this one's kind of just been on hold because I haven't played through the other one yet. So yeah. So. And what's funny is I bought DLC for this. I bought the Harley Quinn DLC mission, and I bought the Catwoman mission for it. And I paid extra money on top of buying it, and I still haven't played it. Here's one that I don't know why the hell I even bought it. I had it bookmarked on my Amazon thing, and I went ahead and typed it into eBay, and it was going for like a really dirt cheap price. And I don't even remember why I bookmarked it. I stuck this in and could not make fucking heads or tails of this game. So, I own it. I don't know how to play it, and I didn't really understand it. So, that is called Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters Daybreak Special Gigs. I don't know what that means. I have no clue. I tried to figure it out. I even watched a couple YouTube videos on somebody playing like a mission or a level. I still didn't understand what in the hell was going on. And it's in English. I mean, it is in English. I think they speak in Japanese, but there's English subtitles and stuff. I just didn't understand what in the hell was going on. And, sorry, I'm trying to hold stuff more steady and longer so the camera will focus a little better. And I also put the other light in here today, this fluorescent light, and it really does actually help quite a bit. It makes a pretty big difference on the overall image. So I need to remember to put it in here more often. I have to put it up in the other room when I'm not doing videos, so I gotta pull it out every time. Production value. So, but I got this from eBay, brand new. It was dirt cheap, and I don't know how to play it. So, this one I got at a pawn shop. One of the other ones, not the Cash America, but the other one that I went to. The one that had the guns, the gun cabinet and all the handguns and rifles and shit. But I picked this up. I own the other three on the PS3. Haven't played on one of them. I started playing the first one. I got a little bit into it, and I'm just not very good at cover-based shooting with that, and especially if your character doesn't have a target lock. And I don't remember if he did or not. But that is the game Uncharted 4. And I think I paid like $10 for this. at the pawn shop. And I'm sure it's probably a good game. People love the Uncharted series. I have nothing against it, but I honestly don't know why I bought 4 of them when I played the first one, and I wasn't very good at it. And I was like, man, this is not really my type of game. And I go ahead and buy 3 more of them anyway. Yeah, okay. So another day, I got on a kick where I was looking for a couple of a certain title. And I went into GameStop, so I know I got all 3 of these at GameStop. And they had some kind of special going on. Like 2 for something or whatever. And I got 2 of them, and then I bought the 3rd one. I don't remember what I paid. Sometimes I leave the receipts in these things, but I haven't. I played the very, 5 minutes of the beginning of the first one and haven't played the second one yet. And then I'll just show it. Went ahead and picked up on this outing to GameStop, Resident Evil Revelations. Now, you might remember some of these because they're fairly recent pickups in the last year or two. Resident Evil Revelations. And I started to play it. It looked good. I mean, but I'm just not into survival horror as much as I used to be. And I don't know. I just was played it for 5 minutes. I was like, oh, it looks good. Pretty cool. I'll have to come back to this. And I never did. And to go along with it, I went ahead and bought the second one. Resident Evil Revelations 2. Bonus content included. Resident Evil Revelations 2. I haven't beat a Resident Evil game since Nemesis, which is Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 4, I played through about halfway 3 or 4 times and never beat it. Resident Evil Veronica X, I remember where I got to with it. I got to where Chris is fighting this giant spider, and you're in this room with ice. I think there's an ice ceiling or floor or some shit. I don't know. But I remember a giant spider and him, and it was like a boss type fight. And that's about as far as I got. I know it was a ways into the game though. Because you start off playing Claire, and I think it switches to Chris once you're past the first half of the game or third of the game or something. So I was a ways into it. And just quit playing it. Now those tank controls are really hard. Resident Evil 4, I don't like that he locks his feet when he aims his gun. It's just, I don't purposefully find reasons, but I find little things that keep me from wanting to go back and finish those Resident Evil games. I played Resident Evil 0. I have it on the GameCube. I played part of it. What else do I have? I have the Resident Evil that they did that was kind of a remake on the GameCube. Resident Evil Survivor, I played it a little bit. I know the Angry Video Game Nerd did a video on it. It says it's only about a 2-hour game max. And all you got to do is backpedal and shoot, and you hardly ever even get hit. So that's pretty funny. I have Resident Evil Dead Aim, which is a pretty... I don't hear much about Dead Aim. You're on this boat. You're not one of the main characters that you normally play. I have it over here. Resident Evil Dead Aim, a deadly game of search and pursuit. Join the anti-umbrella search and pursuit team agent Bruce McGavin as he encounters a new layer of Umbrella's insidious activities in this all-new Resident Evil first-person action shooter. You must search and sneak and use battle moves to regain control of a sea-jacked cruise ship lost in the Atlantic. It's actually a pretty good game. I liked it. I think I reached kind of a boss point that was kind of an impasse for me, and I just quit playing it again. I really enjoyed this game. I never really hear people talk too much about it, but yeah. Resident Evil Dead Aim. Never finished it either. We'll throw it over there. Alright. To carry on with this Resident Evil bonanza, the next PS4 game I bought was Resident Evil Biohazard, folks. And I haven't played this at all. I bought it. I don't even know if I think I stuck it in to see if it needed updates and made sure it booted up. Other than that, I haven't played it. I have no excuses. I think I was just wanting to buy some stuff that day, and I had a little extra cash and was like, Resident Evil's cool. You know, let's buy 3 of them in one day. Why not? What do we got? 20 minutes going on here? Okay, I got to keep that in mind as we're rolling along. Okay. Next game, limited edition, Lords of the Fallen, folks. I played this. It seemed a little, the characters is a little lumbering, and the battle mechanics seemed kind of difficult for me. So, I really didn't play it. I think the codes were already redeemed on this. I think I got it at like the pawn shop or something. Not a bad game, as far as I could tell from the first level that I played and getting to the first kind of boss and beating it. But I didn't play it much after the first day I got it. And I've got a couple like this. I stuck it in for the first day, played it for a couple hours, and I've never played it again. Here's another one. Well, we'll pair that with a different game. Oh, here's some more survival horror. Great, let's do this. No, 22. Bought it, thinking of pawn shop. Haven't played it. If you guys have opinions on these games, you can tell me why I should really give it a chance. Because some of these, I think I stuck it in just to make sure it worked, but I haven't really actually played it. So, you can let me know. This one's called Dying Light. Dying Light. And it looked interesting. Good night and good luck. Enter a world overrun by vicious outbreak. I don't know. I can't read it. It's really small type on top of a colored background that you can barely read. Can you read that? I can't read the words where the fire's behind it. I can't read it. Oh well. I gotta restart the camera. We'll come back and continue this shit show and keep showing you some survival horror games. So. Alright, another survival horror game. I think I bought this one new. I got on a kick where I was buying some games at Toys R Us because they had it like a $10 and under or $20 and under shelf, and then they had brand new games on there. And I would just, I know I bought a couple of these at that. I think this was one of them. This game's called Until Dawn. I have no opinion. No opinion at all. I think I have a theme for this for the PS4. Only your choices determine who survives. Yes, folks. It is a M-rated game. And then this one I did a little bit of gameplay on. I think forget who requested. I think Mike at Sega CD Universe requested some gameplay on it. He wanted to see what it looked like. And I thought it looked pretty cool. It was pretty intense. I remember being kind of surprised because I walked through a blood pool and I was like, watch this. And I turned around thinking there would be no footprints on the floor, and there was. And I was surprised by that, I remember. But this game was almost a little too intense for me. Like I said, I'm not really into the survival horror anymore. I do like it, but I don't like to just be on edge the whole time I'm playing games anymore. So, you know, I wasn't that, you know, hip to it. but it has like Outlast, Whistleblower, and Outlast 2 Outcast. I got this one at GameStop. I know it was cheap. I thought I bought it because I was hoping it was going to be like XCOM. It was not. But it was by 2K Games, and I was like, well, we'll see. I did like it okay, but I haven't really played it. And it was better to play as this game is called Evolve, and it says hunt together or kill alone. It was almost better to play as the giant beast than the little squad that was trying to take it down. I found that more enjoyable. Like I said, I mean, I didn't really dislike it. It just really wasn't what I was hoping for when I bought it. We're about halfway through this shit, so we'll keep rolling. This game I bought because I was playing Skyrim, and there were some inserts in the Skyrim game, and so I was going to go get a PS3 version, and then they had it for the PS4 for like $1 or $2 more. I think I only paid like $10 or $12 for it. Haven't really played it, and that would be Dishonored Definitive Edition. Revenge solves everything, folks. Revenge solves it all. I don't know. I was in the middle of playing Skyrim and stuff when I bought this, so I don't really think I gave it a fair shot. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, some of these games, I need to play these instead of buying more. But what are you going to do, you know? If you're me, you're going to buy more if you can. This game was recommended to me by a GameStop employee because I asked him if there was any games sort of like XCOM 2. And he recommended this game and this other game, and I ended up buying both of them, not on the same day. Neither one of them are really like XCOM. This one here is a lot more stealthy. And I should have known. It says one of the most punishing and clever top-down stealth games ever. I should have known when I bought it that I wouldn't dig it, but he said it was like XCOM, and I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it. That would be Shadow Tactics. Yeah, it's not like XCOM, folks. It's not. You gotta like sneak around and hide in like hay bales and fucking other shit, and like jump out and kill guys and then drag their bodies off and hide them. And I mean, it's just so much little tedious fucking shit that I'm just like, forget this. I don't know what I paid for it. I got it at GameStop because I know I did because I bought it because the guy recommended it. And it was cheaper than the other one that I'm getting ready to show. This one I bought a little later. It was a little more close to XCOM, but there was so much shit in it. So many things to keep track of and learn. And all this, like, items and all this crazy junk that it was too much for me. Maybe I'll go back to it. But it's called Divinity Original Sin. This is the enhanced edition. Over 150 plus awards and nominations. Vibrant RPG with 100 plus hours of quests. See, 100 plus hours, I'm out. I mean, I don't want to play this for 100 hours, one game. We've discussed game length before. I like them in that 12 to 20 hour range. That I can finish in about 2 weeks if I played an hour or so a night. You know, that's where I like my games. The sweet spot, as I like to call it. This game actually wasn't bad. It just, there was so much stuff to learn and to get into it and to learn all of the workings of the game. It was just like, I don't want to deal with this right now. And so we kept rolling. Yeah, bought this on a whim because I saw the comparison video the PS3 version versus the PS4 version. So I bought this and I started over and I played it for probably 20-30 hours and got my character up to like level 30 or so and built a couple houses and haven't done shit with it since, which is about what I did in every other version of it that I own on the PS3 and on the Xbox 360. And that would be a game that everybody probably owns at least one copy of on some sort of device, and that would be Skyrim. Skyrim Special Edition. I think this was a Resell Electronics buy. Has the map. I'm not going to unfold it. This is kind of the chintzy map. My 360 one has the nice, good map on like the textured like parchment paper, the big, nice map. That one and my 360 is a lot. This is on cheap paper, thin paper, glossy. It's not like that parchment shit that it looks real nice. It's just cheap and small. I mean, the 360 map is probably, I won't say double this size, but it's probably a third as big as this. And like I said, it's on this parchment paper and is really cool. This is just, yeah. As far as maps go. That other one I would frame, and hang up on the wall. I mean, it looks nice. Keep rolling here. This one I bought because there's a lot of cleavage on the cover. I think this was cheap, and I was kind of on a kick where I was buying those Japanese games. So I bought this one called Oni Chanbara Chaos, Z2 Chaos. I think I bought some outfits where they're even wearing less clothing. And I played like the first level or two. Wasn't bad. I'd forgotten about this. I saw some meme on a channel where some dude was holding the disc like this. It's pretty bad. Anyway, Oni Chanbara Z2 Chaos. Sorry, folks. That was a little low rung even for this channel. The next video game is I got this in the pawn shop, cheap, bought it. It's called Abzu, and I actually like this, and I did play it for I played this for a couple hours. I didn't really get very far in it. I just kind of like the peaceful kind of calmness of it and stuff, the swimming around and whatnot. Don't really know what the point of it is. A beautiful game unlike anything else. A spectacular journey worth taking. I can't get words out correctly tonight. How many games is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 19 games, folks. And I haven't played one of them. Well, Skyrim I played quite a bit. Abzu I played a little bit. The rest of them I really haven't played at all. Bought this because somebody said I should, because I bought the Senran Kagura, which I'm getting ready to show here in a minute. And that is Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. Played it for a night, an hour or so. It's okay. I like the Senran Kagura better. This one was a little more gun heavy, and I don't know. I didn't dig it quite as much. The back case says it all, though. Lose your clothes, save your life. I think the big draw on this is they end up losing clothing as they're playing the levels or something. Prepare for your clothes to come off. Yes, big selling point. Partial nudity. Partial. So we are at 20 games. This one I actually did dig. It seemed like it was going to take a long time to get anywhere on it, so I kind of gave up on it. But that first night I played it, it was really an interesting experience to play for the short amount of time that I did. And that is this game I ended up buying when I went out to, I was going to go eat dinner at my boss's house, and I got lost and couldn't fucking find it, so I ended up going home. But I ended up going to the Vintage Stock, so I bought this at Vintage Stock out in Blue Springs. And that is the game No Man's Sky. Your universe awaits. That should have been a tip for me right there, that this game was too big for me. It was pretty interesting. You start off, your ship's crashed, and you got to do some stuff. And I got back to where I got the ship working again and was able to get off this planet I was stuck on. Once I did that, I basically quit playing it that night. I don't know that I've stuck it back in since that one night I played it. Let's see. We're getting down to it. Bought this. I'm sure it's a good game. Haven't given it a shot. Don't know why. I know I spent a little bit of money on it, and I bought it at GameStop. And that would be the game God of War. God of War. I love the God of War games. Don't know why I haven't given this one a shot. I don't think I beat one of them, like Ascension or one of them. One of them I got stuck on one of the puzzles and I didn't finish it. But God of War 1, 2, and 3, Chains of Olympus, and that Ghost of Sparta, I beat all those. I think Ascension's the one I got stuck on. Is that what it's called? I think so. But I bought it because I knew it's a good game and I wanted it, but I haven't played it. I need somebody to come over to my house and say, play this now, and I'm going to sit here and make you play, or watch you while you play it, and then maybe I would, and maybe I'd enjoy it, you know. But it's just this collector in me, this drive to buy for no reason other than to have a collection. Whoo, mama. Antioxidant infusion, folks. Strawberry lemonade. It's got a kick to it. At least it's 0 calories. Gotta watch ourselves nowadays. Another game never really played. Bloodborne. Hunt Your Nightmares, it says. I heard that the Dark Soul and Bloodborne and stuff were hard games. So I don't know why I bought this, but I did. This is another one of those where if you hold your fingers over the hole, it looks like his butt cheeks are showing. Yep, that one's not quite as bad. Sometimes they just don't think when they do stuff like that. Okay, we're getting down to it. I kind of separated out a little bit. This is the stuff that I really haven't given any play to at all. And then we'll get into some stuff I kind of gave a little more play to. This I bought because I had bought the other Senran Kagura game. This one is more of a, like, this is more like your Extreme Beach Volleyball versus your regular DOA games. This is like Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash. And basically you're running around with water guns and shooting people and stuff. Couple of art book, soundtrack, game. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on this. I did stick it in, but I really didn't play it. I played like part of a level. I didn't dig it as much as I liked the other Senran Kagura game, which I'm getting ready to show. And so I just didn't really play it. And I like having this collector's edition, but I think I didn't pay full price because it had been out a while, but I paid some money for it. I bought it like brand new. I think I bought it, no, I bought it on eBay, but I thought it was like linked to like a Best Buy store or something, you know, one of those where it's actually Best Buy selling on eBay, you know, kind of deal. I don't remember. It was something kind of like that, though. The No Shoes, No Shirt, No Service edition. I don't know if I really showed the box, so we'll show it real quick. Yeah, I haven't given that any play at all. So now we're down to it. We'll go ahead and show Senran Kagura Blast Renewal. Now this one I actually do dig. This is the one I put the intro up that only about 20 people watched. But this one basically, you play these missions. They're broken into little mission chapters. You basically are just hacking and slashing hordes of enemies. And I dig it. I actually dig this. And I did play it quite a bit. I didn't beat it, but I played probably 12 or 14 missions in. And I was digging it. So I need to come back to this, I think. It was actually a fun hack and slash that wasn't super long. You could play a couple missions really quick. You didn't have to spend a lot of time thinking about stuff, and I think that's why I really dug it. I'm not going to take it out of the box. It's got the same kind of soundtrack and art book type of thing with it. And then this game here I played probably for a couple days. I bought this on eBay because I got a steelbook version. I just couldn't get into it, and I might need to go back to it, but I just didn't dig it like I dug the previous ones. And so I don't know. But anyway, Fallout 4. I remember thinking this was going to be a game that I was just going to be like, oh my god, Fallout 4, I can't wait, yeah. When I bought the PS4, I was like, oh, I got to get Fallout 4. I bought it, and I was just kind of like, meh. It just seemed like you were having to help this guy build a town and shit, and I didn't want to do any of that stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, it seemed like there was a lot more little bitty pieces of your armor that you had to keep track of and all this stuff, and I was like, too much stuff. Love Fallout 3. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I didn't 100% it, but I've gotten 70% or so of the trophies on my PS3 version, and all the bobbleheads. I played all the DLC, and I love that game. So, and then New Vegas, I've played a couple times. I always get to Vegas, and I'll do a couple of missions in Vegas and stuff, and then I just seem to like give up on it. But I did buy the Greatest Hits version. I originally bought the New Vegas on the PS or on the 360, and it was buggy as hell. And then I bought the Greatest Hits version on the PS3, which had a lot of that stuff patched, and the DLC was on it. So I did play the DLC missions on it, and that's why you've seen on some of the couple videos that I did, what is your play style like, I think was one of them. I show Fallout New Vegas, and he's got this stealth suit on that you get in one of the DLC missions. So I got to see what time we're at here again. 20 minutes. I've got 5 games left, so I'm going to just restart her real quick. This ended up being a fucking pisser of a long video, but you know, what are you going to do? I know you guys don't really want to sit through this, but what have you. This is my vomit. This is my winding down for the day. This is what was going through my brain. Why do I own all these games and not play them? So here's another one. I bought this I didn't buy this at Toys R Us, but because it's in a steel book. But I bought the regular edition game at Toys R Us in that like 20, like I said, 20 and under new game area that they had, and that would be Mass Effect Andromeda. And I've played Mass Effect 1 on both the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I think it runs better on the 360 because it used to be an exclusive game, and it just seems like the trilogy, when they ported that over to the PS3, it just didn't. It's more glitchy. And so I probably made it the farthest on the Xbox 360. Probably about halfway through the game. But I own all of them. I own the trilogy, and I own all three of them separately on the 360. So I bought this one. I played it for a week or two. I played, you know, a half hour to an hour. So I probably put about 12 hours or so into this game. And I bought the steelbook for it because it was cheap, and I thought it looked cool. And yeah, so, I mean, I gave this game a little bit of time, but it just seems like it's going to take a lot more time to really do anything, and I just was like, oh, I don't know. Okay. Well, let's see. I guess we'll talk about this one. I bought this one because someone recommended it. I got it at GameStop. I bought it new, and it was around Christmas time. I played this one quite a bit, and I just kind of stopped at one point, and I really don't know why. I even posted a couple of the boss fights, and that would be Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Beautiful game. I mean, it looks beautiful. The fighting can get a little repetitive. Lot of story. Beautiful, though. I've made it quite a ways into it. I probably just need to go back and revisit it and play it some more and finish her out. But I don't know. I just stopped playing it. No real reason. Probably got some other games that I moved on to and then just kind of forgot about it. Happens. Happens to all of us, I think, sometimes. Well, maybe. Maybe not all of you. So now we're down to it. I got the two games here. And you know, one of them I haven't shown yet, that I've talked about it a couple of times already. And the other one was an impulse buy at Best Buy. But this one is one I don't think I ever showed as a pickup in any of my videos. I was talking about this in one of the videos, and a fellow YouTuber and a cool dude, a Dead Thumb Gamer, said, I think you're talking about this game. And I went and looked, and sure as shit, that was what it was. And so I looked on eBay, and I think this was like $13. And so I bought it. And I actually started it. I really like it. It's beautiful. I think it's a PS4 exclusive. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I think because I finished kind of what you would call kind of the intro to the game, getting into where you basically start the game, playing like the little pre-intro into where the game actually starts, you know, once you kind of hit this area. And I got through the first part, through the, I forget what it's called, some kind of rite of passage or something. And I won this thing, and then this other tribe shows up, and it's basically, let me go ahead and show it. It's the game Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition. And this game, I really do like it. It seems so big. Once again, it just seems so big that I don't know why, but I just don't want to sit down and dedicate time to it. But this other tribe shows up and basically, spoilers, slaughters everybody with this technology. Because basically the game is like the world was technologically advanced, something happened, and everything's degraded to the point where there's fairly little signs of this technology left, except for these robotic creatures that are roaming around that seem to keep replenishing, and you don't know where they're coming from. I think as it goes on, the robots and stuff get bigger and badder and more difficult to take down. I think some of them are kind of passive and some of them aren't. I know you got this thing at one point, spoilers again, where it lets you kind of take control of these like horse type things and you can ride it. That happened right before I kind of quit playing it. Very interesting. I really dig it. I think the story is pretty engrossing. That was another thing. There's quite a bit of story, and I felt like you really need to watch it and go through all the dialogue options and everything, and there was a lot. And I was just like, boy, I love this, but it's really story heavy, you know? And I was just like, I don't know. But I dig it. It was only $12. It was brand new. I mean, I really do like it. I was going to actually show it in a pickup video and discuss it a little bit, but it's been a few weeks since I even played it, or maybe more like a month or so, and so I kind of forgotten. I remember doing a lot of stealth, hiding in these bushes and sneaking out and spearing these dudes, because there's a lot of bow and arrow, like range shooting shit you got to do, and hit these certain like glowing target things on the robots. And I am not a good shot, especially because there's no target lock. And I'm just not a good shot, and that drives me nuts. I don't know. That's why on a game like Fallout, like New Vegas or Fallout 3, I mainly just use shotguns, and I run up to the guys and just blast them in the face. So I don't really got to aim. I'm at point blank range. And then I just heal my guy after it's over, you know. Buy a shitload of stim packs and shotgun ammo, basically. So we're down to it. We're down to the last two. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29. I don't know. I guess I don't have as many as I thought. I got 31, it looks like, games. This one was an impulse buy at a Best Buy. I went there, and I believe this was the time I talked about in the video where this conveyor belt of Best Buy associates just kept coming out of the back. And the video games are like right by this door, and it was like every 2 minutes somebody would walk out of this door. And it was like, they'd be like, "Can I help you find something?" And I'm like, "No, thank you. I'm just looking." And then another like, it felt like every 30 seconds, but it was probably more like 2 minutes. Somebody else would walk out. I mean, I literally like seven times got asked if I needed help. And I'm like, I'm fine, man. I go, you're like the 5th person to ask me. I'm cool, you know, so. But they had it like a clearance bin, and I was kind of digging through there. I bought this on a whim, and it actually turned out to be pretty damn awesome. Not hard, not overly story heavy, kind of a hack and slash. Kind of reminded me of Devil May Cry. You have guns and swords. It's a Marvel game, and that would be Deadpool. I posted a couple little Deadpool gameplays, and the Cable, who the fuck is that? Piece from the game. I thought this game was awesome. I beat it. It wasn't super long, and it wasn't super hard. And Ryan Reynolds does not do the voice, but the guy who does the voice of Deadpool and all of the Deadpool stuff in it is really top notch. So I do recommend this game if you like a lighthearted, not very long, easy kind of Devil May Cry hack and slash kind of game. And the end is pretty hilarious how he ends up taking out the final guy. So I really recommend Deadpool, actually. And I know they had it on the PS3 as well. I don't know if it came out on the 360 or the Xbox One, but I recommend it. And then the final game is the game that I actually bought the console for. This is the game that I ordered the same week I ordered the system. I was waiting for it to show up, so I didn't play Battlefront but a day or so. This game is so cool. I love it, and it made me buy other games, and you know what it is. It's XCOM 2, And I bought all the War of the Chosen DLC. I bought all of the packs. I bought Shen's Last Gift, which is a special mission. The Alien Hunters pack, which is the special alien hunters that Dr. Valen from the XCOM Enemy Within, she supposedly worked with Advent and created these like hybrid, super powered alien hybrids. And they're really hard to take down. They'll just pop up in the middle of a fight and then warp out of it before you're able to kill them for like 5 or 6 of the battles. And finally you're able to take down. Luckily, they don't get their life back in between fights. So they might have like a 60 hit point life bar. But if you knock it down like 8, and then it's like chip damage, you do like 8 or 10, and then another 20, and then another 10. Then finally, after like the 4th or 5th time, you're able to kill it. And when you take it back, the scientist guy will research it, and allows you to make these special armor suits out of their corpses, which actually give you a lot of benefits, which are pretty cool. There's like a flight suit, and then like a bruiser suit, and then kind of another suit that you have this grappling hook that you can use to hook and fire yourself up onto stuff. I just love the game. I mean, it's just awesome. I'm even probably going to buy, even though I have all the DLC and I bought it, I'm probably going to buy, when it comes down in price, the full collection. Right now it's about $30, but the full collection's got all the DLC, the War of the Chosen, and everything already on it. I think it looks just like this, but I think the background's kind of red around it. And I love this game. I don't know how to explain it to you, and I recommend it. It's perfect for me. It's my type of game. And I did do a gameplay on a couple of the levels, like Shen's Last Gift. I played that mission. So, I mean, if you want to see how it kind of plays, if you've never played it, you can kind of see there. You basically have a squad. You have a main kind of overhead map where you're doing things on that map, and then you'll get pulled into battle scenarios. And when you do, you have a group of 4 guys. Eventually, you can expand your squad to 6 guys, or women, you know. And you outfit them with different weapons, armor, specialty item. Different characters have a different amount of slots and different abilities. There's like 4 different classes of characters. There's your Grenadier, which is your heavy guy that fires like a grenade launcher and some other stuff. Not a very good aimer. The Rangers are your shotgun wielding, and they have like a machete type sword type of thing. So they're close quarters and shotgun kind of characters. You have your specialists, which are your hackers and your healers, and they have a decent they're decent shots, and they have their own kind of just regular pulse rifle type things. And then there's the sharpshooter, which I'm not usually a fan of the sharpshooter, but it's like your kind of assassin or rifle, you know, the type of guys that use a sniper rifle, kind of a sniper kind of dude. War of the Chosen kind of makes that class kind of obsolete, because there's another class of characters in War of the Chosen called Reapers, which is a faction of other rebels that join you. The Reapers are specialists with like a sniper type rifle, so it really kind of renders the sharpshooter class and from the original game kind of pointless in a way. I do have 1 or 2. I've been replaying this game. Right now, I've reached the point where I killed all the Chosen, and I've cleared the map to the point where they're not able to really come back and defeat me on the overhead map. And I'm just OPing my characters right now to the point where I could probably walk in the end level with only like 2 guys and still beat it. Because you have to take this one specific character in the last mission, but I think you could walk in there literally with one other guy and do it. And I've really beefed my characters up to the point where I have this one grenadier that I maxed her aim out, because you can do these covert ops. I know I'm talking this game up because it's my favorite game, and it's the whole reason I bought a PS4. You can do these covert ops, but you get like bonuses to your stats. So when she maxed out at a colonel, I think her aim was at like 82 or something, which it goes up to 100 plus. But if you do these covert missions and you send them, she can get like a +3 aim or +2 aim. I've got her aim up to almost 95% now. You can also buy these other things, which are like some kind of psi mod that you can put into, like, you know, some kind of, I don't know, it's like a chip type of thing that you insert into your brain, I guess, or something. And you can find ones that increase your aim and stuff, but I don't want to use that mod for her. I wanted to leave that mod slot open for like a hit point boost or something. But I've also really raised her hit point stats. She's got like 16 base hit points, which most of the characters only have about 12. And her mobility is up to almost 20, which most people's mobility is around 12. So this character, once I get her up to 100 with the aim and get her mobility up to like 20 and her hit points up to about 20, I think she could walk in there by herself and kill everything. Because you can also take your heavy ordnance, which is just awesome. So I don't know how to really describe it. I guess just you know, check YouTube for some other people's maybe gameplay, or check out my Shen's Last Gift play, which I might Mike talked over some of it. But I really love that game, and I'm real close. I could go and push through the main story right now and beat it pretty quickly, but I've just kind of been letting it stagnate. There's a couple things that I know if I go do this mission, it's going to trip this and get this going, and I've just kind of let those missions sit, and I'm just building the characters. So I have about 25 guys right now or so that are all colonels, which is the highest rank you can get. And you can only take 6 at a time in your squad. So I've got like 4 deep on every type of character. Well, more than that. I've got like 6 deep on every type of character. Well, not the sharpshooters. But you can also make these robot units, these spark units, if you buy the Shen's Last Gift DLC. Spark units are like big robots, which is another class, you know. And then War of the Chosen adds 3 more of these rebel classes to your thing. The Templars, the Reapers, and I forget the other ones. But they're X Advent. They're basically people that were Advent soldiers that rebelled against them. And they're pretty kick-ass too. They got like a grappling hook and like a Wolverine type claw thing, and they're pretty badass. And basically you get one from each faction when you find the factions or do their covert missions. But later on you'll earn the ability to like recruit others, so you can have more than one, which I don't really understand why you would want more than one, but you can get them. And I don't know. So see, but I don't really consider the War of the Chosen, because it's all DLC and it's on my system, as not being part. It's not in my collection. That's why I want to get the physical media, the actual one that's got all the DLC and the War of the Chosen. This one also, I mean, not all the time, but it does crash from time to time, and I think it's because it's trying to read the DLC and it's using this disc, and I think maybe if all of the stuff is on one disc, it might not have as big a problem crashing. I do have an external drive, and I thought maybe for a while it was because the game was stored on the external drive and it was, you know, having some kind of latency trying to communicate with the external, so I copied it back over to the hard drive, but I still had it crash here and there, which it does autosave after every turn you take in a mission, so that's nice, but it only saves like the past 3. So if you go over like turn 3, when it gets to turn 4, it'll save over turn 1 and bump it down. So it does allow you to go back a couple of cycles though, which is cool. So anyway, I've been playing it. As you can see, I love it, and I just keep going back to it over and over. And that's basically what I have to say about that. I also realized when I was doing there can be only 5 for the Genesis. Shining Force, it plays a lot like an XCOM type of game. I mean, you have a grid, you know, like a grid map, overhead map with enemies here, here, and here, and your party's all down here. You have a limited amount of spaces you can move, and you got to determine if you want to split your party and move them, you know, or keep them all together and move them to the different areas, or split them off. And it's just, I think I just dig that style of turn-based strategic moving of groups or characters, and kind of, I don't know, I just dig that, evidently, because I talked Shining Force up too. So this video is fucking long. I am so sorry. So I'm gonna sign off, folks. We'll call this a PS4 collection video, but basically the topic was, why the hell do I buy all these games and not play them? The answer is, a lot of times I feel like they're too long, I find something about it I don't really dig, or I just give up for some reason that I don't really know. And so I go back to old tried and trues, old favorites, and play those. So I went back to Deadpool. So anyway, folks, signing off. Talk to you later, and see you next vid, maybe, if you can stand watching another one. Okay, bye.